Money will not save you. I think a lot of men, in America, we are taught that, you need to get rich and successful and get this job and, get this house and get this car. And that's how you're going to attract what you want. That's how you're going to get the woman you want. That's how you're going to get the guy friends you want. And I'm just here to tell you, that none of it is true. As long as you live in a society where you are powerless, for simply being a man, you're not going to have you're not going to have, really peace of mind. You can still get, it doesn't matter if you make $20,000 a year or $2 million a year. If your wife leaves you, you're still losing half of your stuff. You're still losing your kids 90% of the time. She'll get custody, stuff like that. It doesn't matter how rich and successful you get when the game is rigged against you. And I really hate to sound like kind of pessimistic, because I went into this YouTube channel, with intentions of, creating like positive outlooks and solutions for men. But I guess what I'm trying to say is, don't try too hard. Don't worry too much, because it's rigged against you anyway. I have friends that are broke and live in the ghetto and barely have $2 to their name. And I've had friends who are, multimillionaires, with the BMWs, the houses, the planes, and all that stuff. And guess what? When their wives left them, they get screwed just as hard. There's really hardly any mercy. Actually, the more successful ones, they got taken to the cleaners for a lot more. They had a lot more people coming after them, trying to sue them for all kinds of things. As a man in America, you're really just viewed as like a utility unit or something. The more you have, the more people just want to take. The more blood you have, the more mosquitoes are just going to drain it out of you. You don't get respect and really honor, admiration and good people come out of the woodworks because you've achieved some level of success. Good people are very far and few, and they are hard to find. It takes a lifetime to maybe just find a handful of decent people, to surround yourself with. So don't be in a rush to become rich and successful, because all you're going to attract are the people who want to come take it away from you. And you're still just as powerless as you were, before you achieved that, financial gain or whatever. It's funny. I've had, rich friends that lose sleep every night thinking, oh, is this girl going to lie and say that I hit her? Or is this person going to come sue me the next day? A lot of people actually become imprisoned by the money, because as long as you live in a society that's built on taking the money from you, you're never really going to have peace and happiness. That's for sure. I mean, and it's kind of heartbreaking, because it's like, I don't have an answer for the guys that want to stay in America or want to stay in Europe. My only solution is to really live overseas. That's the only place where I feel like I would have, a little more power to, not worry as much. But it's really sad. It doesn't matter how successful you are, in the West. You're still pretty much equally powerless. You're not just because you became richer and more successful doesn't mean that the women are gonna start behaving better. It doesn't mean that you're gonna find more quality women. They're still just as bad as they were when you were broke. And honestly, it's gonna be even harder when you have money, because now they're gonna hold out and want to extract that from you, versus when you're broke, they'll just be like, I'll just sleep with him. Why not? So it actually gets worse, ironically. Literally nothing good is going to change in your life when you become rich, except you're just going to have the peace of mind that you can have your bills paid. But don't expect to meet better women. Don't expect to make better guy friends. Actually, just expect more negativity, because you're just going to attract, the wolves that want to come take it away. Unless you're smart enough to hide it and appear that you live below your means, which a few very rich people do. They'll drive an average car, live in an average house, because they want to keep the wolves away. But the way I see it, why even live in a country where you have to do that? But like I said, a lot of people don't have that option. So it's really heartbreaking. It's like I maybe I'll have an answer in another video for you. But at this point, I cannot figure out a way to really protect yourself in this country and still in the Western world, and still have everything you want, still have the family unit, still have the nice cars and houses that if you want to, show off without being at risk of losing it all. It's crazy. It's almost like it's more worth it as a man in the West to be mediocre and not try and just not really have anything. You're not gonna have to worry about losing anything. What are they gonna sue you for? What are you gonna get divorced for? 50% of zero is still zero, right? So it's really sad, and it's like demotivating, because as men, we want to conquer the world. We want to achieve, the most success we can. We want to have the, beautiful, loving family and the nice house, and we want to feel like we made it. But it's rigged in this country to where you're never really gonna make it. You're never gonna have the full pie. You're never gonna achieve the whole completion. They're always gonna find a way to leave you missing and lacking, in one way or another. Either it's gonna be like your wife leaving you, or your kids got on drugs because they went to a public school, and like it's drugs everywhere. It's all kinds of that's the thing that really irks me about the West. There are so many different traps set up so that you never reach completion. That you're always going to be chasing. You notice how everyone they're always chasing something. They're always lacking something. They're always longing for something. It's I don't think it's supposed to be like that. It's really not that hard to reach completion. And to me, completion is just having a decent family, having healthy kids, that aren't on drugs and opioids and alcohol and stuff like that. Having a few decent friends, decent income. That shouldn't be. It shouldn't be this hard to have that. They've made it so ridiculously hard, taxing the hell out of the people, flooding the countries with drugs and alcohol and all kinds of things, just to keep you in this state of discontent and like uncompletion, always chasing, always seeking more, always hoping that this girl that you meet is not, completely terrible like the last 50 you met before her. And it's all been designed to keep you running in this hamster wheel, and the sad thing is it's not like that in other countries. This is like a Western philosophy. This is like a Western way of life. This isn't natural. This isn't what we weren't, as humans, we weren't created to be, running in these hamster wheels, sitting at the desk from 9 to 5. It's not healthy. It's not normal. And the part that really kills me is I'm a guy who loves to have answers and solutions to things, but the only solution I can think is just move to a country where the laws aren't like this. Unfortunately, there's a huge, culture shock for a lot of, like Western people, because the countries I'm referring to are like the Middle East, maybe like an Asian country. I'm not sure. I don't know if their laws are in favor of men, but definitely not here, But yeah, money will not save you. Status will not save you. Nothing you achieve in the West is gonna save you from this rigged system, and it's not gonna change. Everything is the way it's supposed to be. They knew what they were doing when they created these laws and these rules. It's not an accident. Nothing that came into play is an accident. The creation of feminism was not an accident. The fact that the Rockefellers funded feminism is not an accident. Everything is the way it's supposed to be. You're supposed to be as miserable as you are. It's by design. So I would just get out, honestly. That's what I'm doing. I don't have the energy to play this game, but so I guess the good part about this is that this should take the weight off your back of feeling like you have to achieve all these crazy goals and keep chasing and keep hoping you find the right woman, because the game is so rigged. You just, I'm not saying become a complete lazy slob. I'm just saying, take a breather, realize it's not what it's cracked up to be, and just take your time and do what, explore different avenues and do things that make you happy, and don't feel like you're in this race to the top. The top is not what it's cracked up to be. So anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends, and I'm going to get this video uploaded for you right now. All right? Take it easy. Bye-bye.